Hi, it's Coach Jen. I'm just taking a quick second to answer an email that I got. And this is actually a question that I get fairly frequently. Do you need FPs on THM? So the short answer is yes, absolutely. The THM original book recommended adding a few FPs after a few months on plan. That's a good way to do it. But I also recommend getting some FPs in just as a habit. If you start building them into your THM journey now, that will help you long term. So I had gotten to maybe 6 months on plan without really eating FPs. The problem is that when you do that, FPs really can be a lighter, more slimming way to get some good healthy foods in. If you're not eating FPs, you might be eating more dairy or more nuts or having some snacks that aren't as beneficial. So I really recommend setting a goal of having at least a couple of FPs in every week. And those can be so light and easy. My go-to FPs are sliced cucumbers with salsa. I know it sounds weird, but it's even like, I don't know, that's quick and easy and I love it. So veggies like celery, I like to take 8 ounces of unsweetened almond milk and add a scoop of THM flavored protein powder. And I have one of those little Breve, it's like a milk frother that I just throw it in. It takes like less than 10 seconds to blend it up really quickly. I like to have, let's see, what are some other ideas? Just deli meat, a cup of berries with some lean protein, getting an FP, it actually counts, is a cup of oolong tea, which oolong tea, we're not counting calories on THM, but oolong tea actually burns calories allegedly. So I like to get Stash brand white peach oolong tea. I have a link to that at thewellplannedkitchen.com/Amazon. That's my favorite tea. I'll add a scoop of THM sweetener to it, and I will have that with a scoop of collagen. I like Vital Proteins or Sports Research brand collagen. That is a quick and easy FP. Getting a little bit of collagen for protein between, in my afternoon can really be helpful. So there's a lot of FP ideas out there. There's a lot of recipes. I always recommend going back to the THM books for some FP meal ideas. And I see that there's a question, what are some good FPs? Those are just a couple. And when should we eat them in between the meals? So as a coach, I typically recommend still spacing meals the way that THM recommends. So they say that, 3 to 4 hours between each meal from the time that one ends to the time that the next one begins in weight loss mode. I really follow that. However, if you're ravenously hungry and you feel like you're not going to make it, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and have a light FP. If you find that you're having an FP between every single meal or snack, though, that's where it can start to become more like grazing. It can be a little more problematic and maybe not quite fitting into the lifestyle that you're creating, which is a weight loss friendly environment. So if you're always doing that, I would say you may not be eating enough, maybe. I don't know. It might be something to reevaluate. Look at the meal before and see if you can add more veggies, maybe a little bit more protein. I typically like to have FPs as their own standalone meal or snack. So if I have lunch, then 3 or 4 hours later, have an FP snack, then 3 or 4 hours later, have dinner. That's really an ideal way to get those FPs in for me. So as a quick answer to the question, yes, FPs are absolutely necessary on THM. In my opinion, they're a great thing to add in. You can still be following the plan, and maybe not have them too frequently, or maybe wait a couple months to introduce them. That's all okay. My recommendation is just to get in the habit of having them and put them in your meal plans now so that you are getting a good balance of meals. And so the next question is from Planning Real Alaska. If we have to eat something before bed because of habit, what is a good choice that you suggest? So in my coaching groups, I get asked this question a lot. The one snack I never recommend before bed is a heavy S snack with lots of dairy or nuts. An ideal snack before bed is going to be unique to you. So we get a little bit more into that in boot camp, like I said, but some people do better with an E snack before bed. Some people have reported to me, this is not scientific, of course, you'd have to ask your doctor. Some people have reported sleeping better with an e-snack before bed. That just really depends on you. Some people do better with weight loss results with a deep S or FP snack. So I think that's something to experiment with, but I have not really encountered anybody that does a lot better with a heavy S snack with, nuts and cheese. So my favorite of all time before bed snack is collagen berry whip from the THM books. It is not cottage berry whip, which is also an FP, still great. I like the collagen berry whip better, and it's dairy free. So that's my suggestion. So I hope you all have a great day. That was just a quick little answer to that question, and I will see you all soon. Bye.